Hey, hello, I'm Jen, and I'm going to be showing you how to play Nothing by Bruno Major. I did a cover of this a long time ago, and he has since come out with the actual studio version. I'm going to be showing you exactly what I did in my cover. I'll make sure to link that below if you want to use that as a reference or something, or just check it out. But let's get to it. So now I'm going to list down below all of the chords that you need to know to play this song, and if you already know how to play them, then that's awesome. That means that you can feel free to skip to the timestamp I'm going to have below right now. But if you don't know how to play them, there is no need to fret. I got you. I'm going to show you how to do all of them. So let's get to it. The first chord you need to know is D, and so for D, we're gonna go to the second fret right here, so 1, 2, and then you're gonna put a finger up here on this top string, that's the G, then the one that's underneath that, that's the C, and then the one underneath that one, and that's the E, and it sounds like this. The next chord you need to know is F sharp minor. F sharp minor, you're going to go to the first fret, so that's right here, and then put your pointer finger on the second from the top string, that's the C, and then put another finger, moving on to the second fret, put a finger on the top string right there, that's the G, and then you're going to complete it by putting a finger down on the second from the bottom string, that's the E, and it creates this triangle shape, and it sounds like this. The next chord you need to know is B minor. For B minor, we're going to move on to the second fret. So you're going to basically bar down the 3 bottom strings right there, the C, E, and the A. You can do this by using your pointer finger, or if you want, you could technically try to use multiple fingers to put down each of the strings, but that's going to make it harder for you. So I know this one might be a little bit difficult, especially if you're a new ukulele player, but I promise it does get easier the more times you try it. So anyway, so you bar down those chords on the second fret, and then using another finger, you're going to move on to the 4th fret and put a finger down on that top string, and it sounds like this. Next, you need to know how to play D7. So for D7, you're going to the second fret, you're going to bar down that second fret, and then you're going to put another finger down on the fret right next to it, the 3rd fret on that bottom string, the A, and it sounds like this. Next, you need to know G. This is a really basic chord. You're going to go to the 2nd fret, put a finger down on the 2nd from the top string, put another finger down on the bottom string on that 2nd fret, that's the A, and then complete it by going onto the 3rd fret and putting a finger down on the 2nd from the bottom string, creating this triangular shape, and it sounds like this. Next, you need to know how to play an E7 chord. So for an E7 chord, we're going to start off on the 2nd fret, put a finger down on the bottom string right there, then take another finger, I like to use my middle finger, put it down on the 2nd from the top string, that's the C, and complete it by putting another finger down on the top string of the 1st fret, the G right there, and it sounds like this. Next, you need to know how to play A7. A7's pretty easy chord. You're going to go to the 1st fret, put a finger down on the 2nd from the top string, and it sounds like this. And next you need to know how to play E minor. E minor, we're going to start off on the 2nd fret, bottom string right there, that's the A, move on to the 3rd fret and put a finger on the 2nd from the bottom string, and then move on to the next fret over, that's the 4th fret, put a finger down on the 2nd from the top string, kind of creates this diagonal line, and it sounds like this. We're almost done here, I swear. The next chord you need to know is G minor. For G minor, we're going to start off on the 1st fret, bottom string right there, use your pointer finger. Then on the 2nd fret, you're going to go put a finger on the 2nd from the top string. And then on the 3rd fret, you're going to put a finger down on the 2nd from the bottom string, and it sounds like this. Next, you need to know how to play B7. B7, you're starting on the 2nd fret, putting a finger down on the second from the bottom string, and then you move on to the 3rd fret, and you're going to put a finger down on the second from the top string, and then you move on to the next fret over, that's the 4th fret, and you put a finger down on the top string, and it creates again this diagonal shape, and this is what it sounds like. And this is the last chord you need to know, I promise. This is E minor 7. E minor 7, you're going to be only on the 2nd fret. You're going to put a finger down on the 2nd from the top string, and then another one on the very bottom, and it sounds like this. And those are all the chords you need to know to play this song. Alright, so now we're gonna get into it. I'm just gonna show you exactly the way I did it in my cover, so I'm gonna teach you this little intro bit first. And that's what I did for the intro. So what I basically did is I played the 4 chords in order: G, D, E7, and A7. So if you pretend that the string closest to you, like closest to like your mouth, like so this one, the top, the one I say is the top one, pretend that that's 1, and this next one underneath is 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm doing like 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, and I do that same like little really simple plucking pattern for each of the chords. So except for the last one, but we'll get to it. So let's do it together, and starting off with a G, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. Next chord is a D, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. And then the next one is E7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. And then for the last chord, that's the A7, I basically just plucked all 4 at once, so like that. And we're gonna do it together now, a little bit faster, and starting off with a G, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2. All of them. And that's what I did for the intro. So now we're gonna move on to the verse. What I did for my strumming pattern here is basically I just did 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of the chords. I'm just gonna show you what it sounds like, and then we'll break it down. I do tracksuits and red wine, movies for 2. We'll turn off our phones, and then we'll take off our shoes. And then I do the same thing for the second half of the verse. So how about we just do this part together? Again, I'm basically just doing 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of the chords. So let's do it together now. And let's do it from the intro. So starting off with a G, and go tracksuits and red wine, movies for 2. We'll turn off our phones, then we'll take off our shoes. We'll play Nintendo, and I'll always lose, 'cause you'll watch the TV while I'm watching. And then you can do all 4 of them, or you can do the same thing we were doing before. That's up to you. And that's the first verse. I hope this is clear. Okay, so essentially what you're doing here for the chorus is the basic strumming pattern is down, up, down. So like down, up, down. Literally just that. But then at the end of the chorus, I kind of add on to it, so it's a little bit longer. So it's like down, up, down, instead of just down, up, down, if that makes any sense. So we're going to split it up. So the first 2 lines of the chorus, though we might not be dancing by the light of the moon. So that part we're going to do right now. So for each chord, you're going to be doing down, up, down. So let's do it without singing. And 1, 2, and though we down, up, down, switch, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. So that's those first lines. So now we're going to do it singing. Though we might not be dancing by the light of the moon. And then that's those first 2 lines. And then after this, I basically change the strumming pattern so that it's down, up, down for each chord. So it's a little bit longer. So I go, but there's nothing like doing nothing with you. So let's do it together, and we'll do it without singing. So the second part, the so down, up, down for each chord. Ready, and G. Down, up, down, up, down. 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 And down, up, down, up, down. So how about we do this whole chorus again together. And I'm not gonna sing, I'm just gonna do the strumming pattern so that we can get through that. Though we down, up, down, 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 down, up, down, and down, up, down, up, down. So let's sing that together. And though we might not be dancing by the light of the moon, but there's nothing like doing nothing with you. And that's the chorus. And if you're wondering why I'm looking here, I have my chords written down here, so that's why I'm looking at that. And essentially that's the entire song, really. I'm not really gonna go through every single, like, the verse and the chorus again. After this, in my cover for my verse, I basically continued on with this down, up, down strumming pattern. So if you go back and watch that, you can see that. But basically for each chord, I'm always kind of doing down, up, down. So like, for example, verse 2 goes like, dumb conversations. So it's down, up, down, switch, down, up, down, switch, down, up, down, switch. So essentially, that's what I'm doing throughout the entirety, through the entire rest of the song. If you would like some extra help for the rest of the song, I do have a pinned comment that I'm gonna just check out that pinned comment. I'm gonna have a tab, so I'm gonna have the lyrics written out with the chords when you're supposed to play them, and I'll make sure to include like the strumming pattern and everything. But I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.